Hello, this is my portfolio presentation. My first picture is a picture I took while I was on an intercoastal, and I edited it with Photoshop, and the two mannequins in front were sitting on my desk, so I took that photo and cut it out and put it on top. I really like this. I think I'm going to use this as a business card. I like the colors. This is probably my typical color scheme. I guess the skills for this would be photography, Photoshop. It's probably one of my first pieces that I really liked. So yeah, I also have this as my profile picture in LinkedIn, and I have it on Behance too. This is a PSA I did for a motion graphics class. It's supposed to be like Stranger Things, but I changed the words to be kind. This is a image I made on my iPad. I wanted the viewer to know that it was an iPhone or just a phone in general. I probably should take the Apple logo off. You can still tell it's a phone, but I want to make a whole series of these characters all staring at their phone, so it's like a girl or an older adult or just different characters, and I'm going to call it the tech lovers. It's kind of hard drawing on the tablet. I've had to get used to it, so that's something I want to spend more time on. I typically am very tight, but this I try to be looser with. A little more free-flowing, kind of. This is another project I did, actually on my iPad, just for myself. It wasn't for a class, but I really like the pictures. I got these from Unsplash, which for a really long time I was only doing original photos, but that gets kind of hard after a while. So these are both Unsplash photos. I cut the girl out and put her on top, and the succulents were really eye-catching, and I like the color scheme, so I tried to match it and complement the color scheme at the same time. And obviously I made up the words, so you could put whatever brand you wanted in. And this wasn't even with Photoshop, it was actually something on my iPad. I don't remember which app it was because I have a bunch of them, but you can do a lot not even using Adobe, so this one was pretty fun. I probably could use it as a magazine cover or maybe a poster, but it seems more like a flyer or an ad for like women's clothing or something along those lines. This is probably the first piece in Illustrator I did that I actually liked. I use this as my jewel of my portfolio just because I really like the color scheme, and it was the first time I'd drawn something, even though it was just like shapes. It wasn't like organic shapes, it's all geometric shapes, but it did take me a while. Looking at it now, 2 years later, I feel like the typography could be better. Like, I could have arranged it a little bit more so the hierarchy is more clearly defined. But I try not to mess too much with stuff that you've done a long time ago, because you could always do something better in the future. So the 3 stripes of color behind it, I made them different sizes on purpose. So Here's 3 personas I did. These are all photos I've taken. I think for a real portfolio, I'm going to go ahead and pull pictures from Unsplash. I wanted people basically from kind of like the knee up or so. Not a full shot, but just so you could see them, and they're all about the same size. I tried to mess with the lighting on the girl's face on the right, but it was kind of a dimly taken photo, so I need to go back and put different photos in. But I was trying to be original, so these are 3 different personas that would use a traveling website for buying plane tickets. So it was actually kind of fun. I did a lot of research and oh, um, this is a logo I did for a restaurant I made up called Find Your Roots, and it was pretty fun to do. It's kind of artsy and hipster, so that's a logo I like. Here's a website I did for alternative straws. So it educates on why we need to switch from plastic, single use plastic, to sustainable things like bamboo. And there's a lot of different types of straws on here. Now that I know about Flexbox, I want to go back and organize better. Originally, I'd made all these breakpoints from scratch, and everything was different depending. It was a responsive web design, so now that I know about Flexbox, I'll go back and change it before I actually present this in a real portfolio. But I'd like the pictures to be better aligned, and the navigation bar is too high. But the hamburger nav came out really cool in the mobile design. And I have other websites I've done too, but this one was my favorite. And that's it. Thanks.